ScumBag University checking in.
Okay, I've got to have you on my monitors. Gotcha. All right, I figured it out. We're fucking
ScumBag University checking in. Check 1 2.
Scumbag University Live, episode 0001. See, I put a lot of zeros in the front because I'm ambitious. There'll be a
0001. Absolutely. We figured it out, man. Check us out.
fucking A in real time, in living
And,
color.
and you're dealing with the most, um, probably the least technologically advanced person on earth, Mike Lay.
That's okay.
But glad to be here.
Hell yeah. Now what else do? We can change the layout.
I even dug this out. Was trying to figure out how to make it work, like an earphone with a microphone and stuff.
Oh
But
yeah,
like, yeah, it didn't work. I don't know how to do it.
bastards.
I will. If we start doing these, I'll grab me a set of $50 headsets like my kid uses on like Xbox and shit or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totes.
I'll go to Target or like Walgreens or something and grab a set.
Yeah, I thought you'd put like
A
this.
Bluetooth compatible set. A Bluetooth. The Bluetooth.
You gotta have those Bluetooth. I wish that I fucking invented Bluetooth.
It's actually a Norwegian thing or something, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't think Norway's created shit. You're thinking of
No.
Nokia. Nokia's Finnish.
Yeah, it's Finnish. That's right. I knew it was something to do with the ice and the cold people, the Icelanders or something. It was like King Bluetooth or something, right? It's named after that, right?
I have no idea the history of Bluetooth
I
stuff.
know. I know that's typical Mike Lay right there, isn't it? The wealth of stupid information nobody really cares about.
You know what? That's exactly what Scumbag University is about. It's about the real knowledge that shit that they don't teach you in schools.
Right. Things you can't just know. Things you gotta know.
You just gotta figure. Yeah, you either have to figure it out, or like you gotta make a mistake and suffer the consequences, or you gotta like maybe
You,
fucking listen to somebody. Who knows?
you gotta read a lot sometimes too, because I was reading about some syndrome last night, and I think I may have a mild case of it, where if you read or see something, like your brain can automatically like snap back. I seen that on January 6th at 12:30 p.m. on this channel or that show. I got one of them brains where like if I see it or hear it, like my brain has this weird ability to go back and access the information and remember how, when, what, why, what time, the smell in the air, and like all that weird shit that goes with it.
I think it's my vape that's making me nauseous.
Sometimes they say them vapes ain't good for you. Sometimes they carry chemicals in it, and the people who test those vapes and the liquids that go in them vapes, sometimes they're not. They're the quality control isn't like real on par.
Well, I mean, I've been vaping for many years. I'm familiar with most of the risks, but I just switched to a new vape because they outlawed all the flavored vapes in California. So I bought this like refillable, like non-disposable one, and I bought some juice, and it's some nicotine salt juice, and it's like 36 milligram, which I think
Maybe the salt's too much. Salt can make you feel funny and nauseous.
yeah, I think that's what it is. I think it's a higher nic content than I am used to smoking on these little fucking elf bars. And I think that if I just kind of like rip it casually without thinking, it'll make me nauseous. All right, well, that's good to know.
How's my audible? My audible good? Am I clear?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow, wow. But you got the cool microphone. We got to get you a microphone stand or something.
I've got a mic stand.
Check you out. We got to get you one of them big fancy ones, with the like stars on it and stuff like all the big people use or something.
Well, I mean, I just figure if we really take off, I can afford a Shure SM7B like all the real podcasters have.
You have all those numbers and stuff in your head. I don't know anything about all this.
I
I
mean,
just use my crappy Z Fold 4 that works most of the
I
time
just
when
use my crappy $1,500 phone. No big deal.
well, actually this one was like 1800, but
I just use my crappy $2,000 phone.
well, well, because I got credit and like every 2 years I just like get a new phone.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do.
You know, just get a new phone. I still got my old phone though, so like this is a good backup phone. It's like one of them S22s. It's supposed to have like the legit killer camera and stuff in the back, And it does take good pictures of other random things, but I don't know, whatever.
I
I
mean,
don't care.
I like the S22. My dad just got that actually. I've got my Note Ultra, and it takes fantastic pictures.
Yeah, this thing's got like four cameras in the back of it. Can you see it? Four. Like, why?
because
Why?
because they're different lenses. Like one of them's a telephoto lens, one of them's a wide angle lens, like a fisheye lens. Ooh, I'm feeling nauseous. There's a possibility I might throw up.
Well, don't throw up.
I wish I
I'm
had
not a
some.
pretty girl.
I wish I had something other than fucking like Red Bull and beer to drink.
You want me to turn the light down in here so it ain't so maybe, I can understand being nauseous, looking at me and everything. This
No,
is this platform doesn't seem like it's too bad. We don't get to like talk to people that come in the bottom like we've done for so long, but
well,
that's
on Rumble there is a chat, but there's nobody watching it, so there's nobody seeing it.
oh, so like if we actually get somebody in here on
Yeah,
our first stream, like we may get somebody commenting in the bottom below us.
that is true.
We're not used to this. See, we'll figure this all out.
Yeah, this is just a
Well,
trial run. That's what Scumbag University is all about. Scumbag University
version
motto: I don't know, but I'll figure it out.
version 0000 episode 1. This is history.
All right, let's not let's see if
We're making history, Doc.
That's right. Actually, I came across a podcast the other day. It was called The Rancho Show.
The Rancho Show.
Yeah, I just came across it on the YouTube. I think the other day. It got like look, I think it got like 3,000 subscribers, and they just do like a little like sit on the couch type like log form podcast most of the thing. It was pretty funny. There's somewhere in
Right.
California, I think.
When you get your first 10 subscribers, we'll ask them on what days they would like us to like have podcasts or something. Like, would you guys like a Monday, a Tuesday, a Friday evening, a Sunday, soiree or something, after church Sunday specials?
Absolutely.
We can have a theology day on Sunday and talk about the Bible and other craziness.
We could do that.
But Lord knows we're not going to be talking about Jews. We're not into that right now.
That's right. That's right. We're not
Jews
talking
are great people. They're good with money. They're smart. I don't have any problem with them.
I mean, the good news is we're on Rumble, so we can say whatever we want. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm allowed to flash weapons, but I think that we could show pretty much anything else. I don't know why we can't show flash weapons. I think they're pretty open. I don't know. Let's not go out of our way to offend anybody, but if you offend anybody, you can submit your complaint directly to my Cash App. If you have any complaints, you just put it in the memo of like on the Cash App.
Specific complaints are $5. Regular general complaints are $2. We got low fees. We're low budget around here.
That's right.
$5 for
We're trying to
general
be.
complaints and
This is
$2
the
for
look. This is the
regular ones.
everyman's podcast. All right, we're not trying to like gatekeep with like $10,000 a plate fucking like fundraising dinners. Not yet.
Right.
Not yet.
10,000 a plate.
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine what that meal would look like.
I think it's mostly spaghetti.
Spaghetti and fancy bread.
Yeah, that's the secret. Is you get them all fucking, you get them all full up on the bread. You do like a crab feed, and then you have spaghetti and salad and breadsticks and all that shit before the crab comes out. You get them like filled up on fucking
Carbo load.
all carbo load, and then by the time the fucking crab comes out, they're like, "Oh, I'm full."
But does it come with like the fancy sparkly water too?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Do we get moist towelettes?
Warm towels. Yeah, warm towels provided.
Warm towels. Okay.
Just like first class. We're gonna get classy.
Okay, warm towels. The towelettes, the warm ones.
I always think it's funny because I mostly like I've always my folks flew Southwest. Your internet connection is unstable. Oh, I guess it's fixed now. I always
Skynet.
yeah, whatever. I'm not worried. I always have flown Southwest, but been flying like Delta and United and shit more often. And it's always weird to me when I see the like you walk through and there's like the first class section, and you got to walk past all those people. The group of
Yeah.
people that are in the first class.
The pinky drinkers.
Oh yeah. The group of people, like who you see in first class, is always interesting to me.
Yeah, you can always point out the ones that usually don't sit there either because they're like, why am I sitting with these people?
Yeah, well, it's funny. There's like always like the couple of like the businessy type dudes, and like a lot of a lot of old white men in suits. Not necessarily white men either. And then there's like always like a couple of like middle-aged women and shit. But you see like young people or like people that look like you're a little bit urban. Some like you see like people that you wouldn't typically like think would be first class people in the first class. I don't know.
But when you get on a bus, though, where do you go? Do you try to sit in the front, or do you want to go in the back and hang out with those people?
Oh, I want to be in the back of the bus with the cool kids.
Right.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to be on the front.
Man, my last like 3 flights, I literally was in like the last row or the second to last row on every single flight, which that I hate. I want to be in the very first seat on the airplane, but on the bus, I want to be on the back of the bus.
Right.
But on the
Well,
airplane, I want to be on the front of the airplane because something I hate. Some people hate flying. I don't hate flying, but I hate disembarking the aircraft.
the safest place in an airplane is the very back. It's more likely to survive a crash than any other part of the airplane.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely.
Because I've got all
The
the other
tail?
people to break my fall?
No, because the tail section is the strongest part of the plane. It's probably the last piece to hit the ground. The rest of the plane soaks up the G force and all the more than the rest of the plane. Like if your plane totally blew apart in the air, you want to be in the last 10 feet of the plane because you're probably going to be like way more survivable back there.
That makes sense. I always thought, like if you go on roller coasters, like
Yeah,
people always want to sit in the very front row. But I say that's
yeah.
bullshit. You should want to be in the very fucking like the very back row, because otherwise, you think about it, you're going up the little thing. It's like okay. Apparently, we can't talk over each other. It'll mute the other one of us if one of us is talking. But anyways, as it's and then you go over a little thing, and then it's like, whoa! If you're in the front, you're like, by the time that the ass end comes over that fucking like bump, you're halfway down the slope. Whereas if you're at the very back of the fucking roller coaster, like you're you're essentially free falling or close enough to it. You're collecting all of that like gravity inertia from the very peak.
Well, my philosophy is that though is it depends on who's boarding this roller coaster. If I see some squeamish looking little like nerd dudes that don't go outside much, I'm probably going to want to be in front of them in case they spew. I don't want to catch any of the involuntary flack that comes from the front of the bus.
I wonder, you say that and it makes me think like, because that's assuming like that's a very drag race that's a very drag race mindset there, Mikey. That's that's implying that you're only going straight. And if a roller coaster is only going straight, then that would make sense. I puke, it comes back and splashes me in the face and everybody behind me. But if you're like doing loop-de-loops and fucking barrel curls and like shit where there's some sideways G-forces, it's like I could puke. I go, blah! If say I'm spinning around sideways, I go, blah! It's gonna come out and be like, whoa! I wonder if when they design roller coasters, if they take that into consideration, if they want to make roller coasters where people won't get puked on.
I think that's the whole point of making a roller coaster is try to, upset your balances and like make you feel unsteady. That's part of the adrenaline. That's part of that adrenaline drip. They want you to have that drip. Without the drip, it would nobody would ride it. It'd be like you might as well just get a shopping cart, right across the street.
I mean, I would be down for some shopping cart races. That would be fun.
Me too, totally.
Find like the best hill in town, like a nice
Yeah.
long. It's got to be something I learned from longboarding is like a very like you know like very like slight. What would you call that? You know, minimal. Subtle a subtle like slope downward that's like really really long. You will pick up some fucking momentum way more than even just like a short, super steep, like downslope.
Right, because inertia and momentum and gravity and shit.
Yeah. And I never learned how to slow down or stop or brake on a longboard. So, like, that shit can be scary.
My skateboard, thing was like way back in the day, like so like we had independent trucks and like good boards and things back in the day, and slime ball wheels and all that stuff. But I always like my trucks tight because I never did want to get the high speed wobble and get thrown into concrete at 40 mile an hour.
Oh, yeah. I've definitely experienced some speed wobbles. Yeah. I almost lost my nipple one time. I was riding old school board, like so, like just a single tail, like single fucking lipped. It was like a Santa Cruz or
Ah,
something. Big old wide, like 13-inch wide board.
I
And my
never.
buddy was pulling me behind his XR85 Honda dirt bike around the neighborhood, and we're going around and we're having a lot of fun, and we're almost back to his house, and he's fucking starts to like goose it, and all of a sudden I start to get speed wobbles, and I'm like and I think I let go. I can't remember if I let go, but I know that I tried to like hop off the board and like catch myself, to running, and
Never works.
I didn't, and I fucking like I think I hopped off. The board fucking hit my ankle. It tripped me, and I fucking like face planted and skid across the damn asphalt. Luckily, I was wearing a dirt biking helmet. I had a full face on, which fucking saved my life. Anytime I'm doing anything on a longboard now, I like that's serious. I keep my full face.
It's a hell of a thing when you're sliding on pavement and you can feel the heat rising up in like the back of your pants or on your elbow or something because you're sliding along and you can feel the heat start like rapidly developing and stuff. You're like, whoa, then you stop and you're like, wow, I'm burnt.
I
This
mean,
sucks.
I didn't slide for that long, but I let's see, I even remember what I was wearing. I was wearing some like purple corduroy pants. And
Corduroy, you're gonna admit that?
yeah, fuck yeah, dude, I love corduroy pants. I'm not
Rip,
ashamed.
rip, 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 rip.
I mean, they're not
No,
snow pants for fuck's sake, but yeah, there is a little zip. Zip, 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 zip. If you've ever dated like or like fucked around with like a girl that wears like those leggings,
yeah,
those those have like like those little Lululemons. Those have kind of a
yeah,
yeah. It's
right.
hard to be. You could like there's no corduroy ninjas,
No, couldn't sneak up on anything.
but that's a really funny concept. Corduroy ninja.
The kind of noisy the fights would be. Every time they swung their sword,
Hell yeah! You
yeah,
wouldn't even need to add in sound effects later.
right. They do anyway.
Yeah. Um.
I like watching like old ninja movies and stuff though, because you're like, fight me now, and the mouths are all like, the timing and shit's way off. It's hilarious.
That shit is funny. I used to be really into zombie movies, and there was zombie movie from Japan called Biozombie. I think it came out in 1996, somewhere around there.
Biozombie.
Biozombie, and I obviously watched it dubbed into English. And it's so fucking funny because they're so Asian. They're so fucking Asian looking. But then the voiceover voices, it's like like a cowboy. One of the guys sounds like a cowboy, and then the other guy just sounds like just your typical, just like sounds like fucking Pauly Shore or something. He's just like, bah, yeah.
In the movie, they're totally losing their shit, but the American guy's like, "Watch out! Here comes a zombie."
Yeah, and they're like, oh,
Gojira!
Here, you do the voice, and I'll do the, I will pantomime it. You got to start talking.
Oh, watch out! They're coming for us. Watch out! Grab the board! Grab the board! Kill the zombie! Kill the zombie!
It doesn't even look like real words. That just looked like I was making up.
That shit's hilarious. That's why I watch it. Because, like, it's hilarious, man.
It is funny. It's a funny movie. Also, what's funny about it is, like, in the film, is like a sort of like a key component of like what wraps up the plot line is like the dude's got like a Game Boy Pocket with the Game Boy camera, and he's taking pictures on his Game Boy camera. And they work at a fucking VCD shop. Like back in the day, I guess this was a thing back in the day. I remember these back when I used to be an old school pirate and used to, I burned a lot of things and shit. It's like you could literally make a VCD, and there was like certain DVD players that you could play, or even or prior to that, it was just on your computer, and you could basically put a movie on a CD-ROM. But it was like a bootleg. It was a bootleg shop in this like mall, because the whole thing takes place in a mall because it's a zombie movie, and they work at a fucking bootleg video store.
That's hilarious.
And I watched this movie that I downloaded illegally off of a torrent site. So that's
allegedly.
It's allegedly.
Alleged.
I was in Mexico, so I was in Russia at the time, so they don't respect Western copyright laws. So we're all good.
It's Russia's fault.
Yeah, it's Russia's fault. Yeah. Well, I mean, everything's Russia's fault right now, right?
Sure.
Here's my thing. If the MPAA like it wants to go after like, kids for fucking pirating films and shit, then they should stop kowtowing to fucking China on everything. Because who's the goddamn biggest like pirater of like Western China. IP than anybody?
China.
China.
See if we can do it like Donald. China. Right. China.
The China virus. It's very bad. Everybody knows it. It's bad. It's the worst thing. It's the worst thing to come out of China since Genghis Khan. It's bad. It's very bad. Everybody knows it's bad. I've talked to hundreds of people, and they all know that it's bad.
Even Tom, Tom right down here. Yeah, I talked to Tom. He said it was bad, but we're smart and we got great people. We're going to do great things.
Yes, we're doing great things. We're doing great things over here. I spoke with
great people. I
spoke with Dave down there in logistics, and Dave said he's working on. We're getting out. They're shipping. There will be fresh paper towels. The people of Puerto Rico will be able to wipe up their messes. We're really doing some great work over there, and I want to thank everybody that
What I would give for some speeches like that again.
Right, rather than some fucking like speeches like.
Well, Nancy said calm, but I don't know. The alligator ate the dog, and I live in Florida, and we're going to do something about those people over there.
Yeah, I know about I know about roaches. Look, I grew up in a little town called fucking someplace Pennsylvania, all right? And I worked at the swimming pool, and the swimming pool was it was in the inner city. It was not in the nice part of town. I was the only white person worked at this swimming facility. That was actually probably one of his most coherent speeches. Like,
right.
Like we'd be happy, we'd be lucky, we'd be fucking lucky to get a speech like that today.
Now he's just blubbering and he doesn't make it a coherent. He can't put one sentence together that's coherent.
That is true.
Even his wife is like, come on, over here, off the stage now. You can't take questions.
Yeah, that's fucking pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. The way he wanders around the stage, just looking at stuff, licking his lips sometimes, I'm like, this dude ain't even on this planet.
Yeah. A part of me, like, I have trouble hating on him sometimes because a part of me, it's like, I have some sort of like ingrained sympathy because like my grandpa had some bad dementia. Like you couldn't, it was 15 years of him like fumbling over his speech. And then it got all the way to the point where it's like he couldn't fucking dress himself. He couldn't fucking, I mean, he got so bad he couldn't lift his head. But that's there
Yeah.
at the very end. Let's see,
We're not going to talk about old people and their issues because my dad's like getting that way. And like the other day, I kind of felt stupid because like I kind of felt like my dad because I backed bean dip into the carport and knocked a fender flare off it and dented the bed. And I was like, whoa, shit. I am turning into my dad. I'm tearing up my own shit in my own yard.
Bruh.
I'm like, oh shit, we ain't gonna talk about that now. No, nope.
Hey, if it makes you feel any better, I have done that as well. I was at my this was years ago. I was at my parents' house. Yes, the video did go away. I'm fucking with stuff. 3C4044. 3C4044. There we go. Okay. And now we bring it to. There we go. Oh, it's supposed to be the same color. Oh, well, whatever. Oh, wait. Yeah, well, whatever. I was trying to make all of the background that same gray color as what is like on the little side panels of your picture. I was just dicking around. But anyway, so I was at my folks' house, right? And their house is like it's on like a long lane. And so I like, grew up like I spent more time like driving in reverse, like for my first probably year, my first driving experience was driving in reverse more than it was driving going forward. And so, I'm pretty good at backing up. I mean, especially after driving the SI, you can't see shit out of the back of that thing. I pretty much just, as I'm getting in the car, I'm like, all right, look around, see what's around there. And then I just back up and just hope I don't hit anything. But so I'm at my folks' house and they're yelling, and we're working outside or whatever. And my brother was over there for some reason, and he's like parked in the lane. And my dad's like, "You got to get over to Grandma's house, go mow her lawn." And I'm like huffing and puffing. I don't know why I was angry about it, but I was like angry about it. And I'm fucking go, and I like go, and I grab my throw my fucking leaf blower in the fucking trunk of my car, my Pontiac Grand Am, and I fucking get in my car and I put it in reverse, and just to show how angry I was gonna fucking haul ass out of the driveway, and so I basically slam it in reverse right into the fucking front of my brother's truck. And then I got out of my car and just the fucking stream of expletives that fucking went through my god, and we had this nice little Christian couple that lived at the house next door, little rental house. Houses are and they got 5 little kids, and my dad's like, shh, and I'm just like, God, fucking son of a bitch, fuck, God, shit. I definitely threw in a couple of, I think there was a couple of other things that are probably cancelable that I shouldn't include. How long until you see feminists that try to cancel people over the word cunt? I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. I feel like we've kind of gone the other way. Cunt's kind of like a acceptable word now, but
I don't know. I know women, they really hate that word, but feminists, maybe they use it. Maybe it's just one of them words that doesn't get used enough. So maybe it doesn't gain enough traction, or it's one of those unspoken words that, oh my God, he just said that. Oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's how it was, at least in the U.S. for a long time. I've been for probably a good 15 years now. I've been campaigning. Shit, it's probably closer to 20. Closer to 20. Fuck, I'm getting old. I've been like campaigning for its wider use because it used to be one of those things where it was like that was the end all.
That was a taboo word. Yeah.
That was
You don't
taboo.
really.
I
You
remember
really
being
said that?
I
You
re-
went there?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah, and I've been just sort of just casually throwing it around. Anytime it's in text, and I wanted to like I'd spell it with a K because I feel like it would soften the blow a little bit.
I think Kate puts a little hardness on it, like cunt. You know
Yes,
what I'm saying?
yeah, but it's
I
the
think
same.
that's makes it edgier.
I mean, it kind of does, but it also makes it's less official. It's kind of like the A as opposed to the hard ER.
It's like you're testing the word. It's a test word, cunt, like a test cunt. Here, let's throw this K cunt out there. It's
Or
a
like
test cunt.
or like how if you want to call somebody a bitch, you call them a bitch. But like if you're just being like, if it's just a term of endearment, people will be like bish,
Right,
bish or some shit.
right.
Or what I started doing, and it was an accident, but it sort of just stuck because my phone learned it as a real word, is I try to type bitch, but I'll hit the X instead of the C because they're right next to each other.
Big.
And so it'll be BITXH. I kind of like that actually. I feel like I like that better than bish. I don't like bish. I don't like bish, and I don't like when people say the word ish instead of shit.
Ish. Right.
I've
Just
seen
say
that
it.
one. I also don't like sex when they spell it SEGG.
I'd be like, what? You know? I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
But when you use the word cunt, does it usually come with a binding word like dumb cunt or stupid cunt, or do you
Yeah,
just
this
usually
stupid
say
fucking
cunt?
cunt. Stupid cunt. You dumb cunt.
Right. It's not really just cunt. Ain't really a word you use like independently.
Not singularly. Like I wouldn't be like,
No.
"What's up, cunt?" Although if I was joining like a dinner party and I got there late and you're all sitting around the table, I might walk up and be like, "Hey,
You're
what's
a
up,
bunch of cunts.
cunts?" Yeah, you
Right.
can have a group of cunts and you can use that
Right.
singularly. But
Then
just
you could do it. Then you could use it in singular term like hey cunts,
yeah,
but it's really singular because it's plural. So
yeah,
yeah, it's not really a word that you would use individually or singularly. No.
not for the most part. I did have a girl. I had a girl. I had a girlfriend who she didn't. Because I've always been like don't censor my speech kind of guy. Like I'm say whatever the fuck I want. Watch me do it. Go ahead, watch me do it. I'll suffer the consequences. Watch me do it. But I dated this girl shortly when I was about 18. She hated the word bitch. Like she felt the way she felt if I called her a bitch. Like she like to internalize that the same way that most women in the U.S. would, like if I called her a cunt.
You broke her down, huh? Made her
Uh,
sad.
well, no, I just thought it was funny because she got mad at me when she's like, don't you ever call me bitch. Like she got all mad, and I was like, that's the worst thing. Like that's the one thing you can say anything else, but don't you fucking ever call me a bitch. I was like, so I could call you a cunt, and she's like, yeah, that doesn't bother me. And I was like, okay.
That's odd.
I think I kind of caught her in a lot. I think she kind of just didn't want. I think she hadn't thought of the word cunt at that moment, at that very moment. And then when I brought it up, and I was like, "Oh, so I can call you a cunt?" And just because she would just save face, like so she didn't have to like walk back with her previous statements. I find that that's the
Right.
case. And a lot of times when I get in arguments with women, I find that there's a certain amount of that happens of just they don't want to. They don't want to be wrong, and they won't be wrong.
Right.
And that's
In silence sometimes is the hardest tool. Sometimes you just refuse to argue, and then they get really mad, and they want to pace and talk shit. And sometimes they'll just go at you until you blow up, and then they're like, "Well, God, don't be so mad." And you're like, "But I sat here for 45 minutes listening to your mouth. Now I'm upset. Now you done pissed me off." And then they want to play nice and go someplace else. You ever notice that?
yes, yes, absolutely, and you're absolutely right. The stonewalling, the silent treatment, that shit definitely works and will piss them off. I do that. I try to do that. In I try to do that, in real life, face to face, but that's hard. But I definitely, that's a tactic that I love to use over text messages. If you start blowing me up, like on over text, if I open it up and there's like, 4 messages in a row, if I'm just seeing just a wall of text and it's like negative, well, guess who's just
Yeah.
putting his phone on silent and gonna go do something else?
Yeah, they forget we have the block option.
I don't ever block anybody. That's like, I don't like blocking people.
Well, maybe I've had worse cases. I'll block them and then come back in like 2 hours and like unblock. That way my phone ain't sitting there going, "I approve this message. I approve this message. I approve this message." you know.
Yeah, that is definitely, yeah. Well, fuck, dude. I also don't have that. Is way too long of a notification sound for me. I could never have, like, I've tried in the past. I've had,
Yeah, I need to change it, but I just don't because of spite. But yeah, it wears me out sometimes, and I just have to turn it off or like block somebody for an hour or two,
put it
for
on
blowing me
mute.
up.
Yeah, I think that yeah. It's funny because he says because you got a message. I think I just got that. I think I
I'm
finally.
Donald Trump.
I,
I'm
and I
Donald Trump. I
approve his
approve this message.
message. He's saying the word message, and you're receiving a message. I don't think I ever thought about it long enough to actually like put the two and two together.
Right, it's hilarious. I love it.
Other things that I'm just now putting together is I'm realizing that the way that this is run, I'm not using my virtual camera on here. Oh, sorry, thinking about my technical shit. Yeah, here. I wonder if I can. Here, I'll add a.
It seems like a pretty smooth platform, and it doesn't lag, and it's not really doing anything. But can you see our streamer count? Anybody watching? I managed to post it on Facebook or something real quick before you hit me up, and I accepted the request. So I thought maybe all 35 people on my Facebook could come watch or something.
I have no idea what is required. What is this button?
Because where we normally stream, we get to see who's coming and going and like who's all there and stuff. It's like different.
Well, we don't get to see who's all there. Unfortunately, that's the problem. It says I have 2 rumbles. I don't know what a rumble is, but I got 2 of them.
Well, today this is like my first time ever. I didn't even have Rumble until you said, "Hey, Mike, we're going to do Rumble," and I'm like, "Cool,
yeah,
let's do Rumble."
So if I go to the Rumble homepage, and I'm looking at it. And I go, I don't think there's any way, and this is unfortunate, I don't think there's any way to just see live streams.
Because where we normally stream, we call people out when they come in and shit. We can talk to them and interact. This way it's just me and you, which is cool because we do this anyway.
Yeah.
That's what we do. I mean,
Huh.
Like, are you really an engineer? Shit like that.
Are you really a doctor? No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Doctor. Yeah.
Doctor. It's always funny. It's always the girls from the Philippines that are like, "Are you a real doctor?" I'm like,
yeah.
You hypergamous bitch.
All right. I know you kind of don't like my screen name on the other place after I change it, but really it's kind of funny because I bounce around and people are, the girls will be on their stream, I'll pop in their stream and be like, they're like, "Dad bod rental." You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of funny, but it ain't. Sorry. I'll change it one day.
At this point, I've gotten used to it. Honestly, I think it's the rental that bothers me.
The rental?
Yeah.
Well, the women kind of find it funny because they're like, "Wait a minute, I can rent a dad bod? Are you for rent? How much is it?"
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Actually, that works out. That's and since they're kind of more of your target demographic, more so than I am, I'd say that it's probably working out for your favor, because let's face it, these modern women, these city girls, they don't own homes. They rent.
I mean, in modern dating society, maybe it's just easier to rent a dad bod than it is to try to maintain one and feed it.
Well, again, also these, that's the other thing is these, modern women. Modern women are so turned off by the idea of marriage nowadays. For the most part, it seems like you get these bass bitch career types. They're like, "No, I'm not gonna get married. I'm not gonna have kids. Kids are a fucking financial parasite." and marriage is a fucking like a prison sentence.
A
And, I,
prison.
and I'm like, what? Like what?
They're far and few between. There are some out there,
That are
but
prison
yeah, you
sentences?
got modern dating society in a whole. We've talked about this at length on many different topics, and it's different. It's weird. It's strange, Nate. It's just strange nowadays.
It is. It really, really is.
Strange.
All right, so I was just looking for my goddamn video, right? So I'm jumping topics left and right here, and I fucking searched on Rumble, and it doesn't even come up on the list. I wonder if I set it to be private when I did it. That'd be interesting. Let me see. What is this? Hide live waiting on stream offline. That's not right. I mean, I know because I'm watching it. I'm on the thing and watching it. I see that it's
Do you
on.
actually get to name? Do you actually get to name each? Like like if we did this every Wednesday, do you get to put a name on it? Like you know,
Yes, I have to create a fucking. Have you ever noticed if you watch like if you ever see like you ever watch Steven Crowder or any of those guys?
yeah,
Like
like
the
on
big.
TV.
Well, okay, but you've never watched like his show on YouTube or anything?
Yeah, on YouTube, sure. Yeah.
And you know at the beginning it shows like the little countdown with like the little giant the little giant mug club mug, and it says like 15 minutes. It's because you literally like in order to do it you have to set up you have to put like a little like you have to give upload like a little like placeholder video, and then it just
Oh
plays
yeah.
the little placeholder video like on a loop or whatever, and then it creates the stream with the live key and the da 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 da, and then you go and you put in all that put in all that shit into your streaming software.
So what's the name of our very first podcast then?
The name of it says SBU Live dash EP space 0001. But when you're
Like,
doing it in Rumble, there's an option to like you could say either have it like be public or like be private. And I thought I put public, but I'm not seeing it on any like when I maybe it's hidden from me as like a mix minus type of deal. But
hmm,
I don't see it. I typed in SBU Live and I don't see it. Since I have two Rumbles, I wish I knew what a Rumble was.
I don't know what a Rumble is either.
Maybe it's a
Like this is like I've heard about it. We've talked about it before, but like I've never actually went and got the app or did anything. Today's the first day. You're like, Mike, we're doing this today. I'm like, all right, send me a link and stuff, and boom, here we are. So
oh
like it's all new to
cool.
me.
Oh, okay. I just figured out that if you double click, there's somebody's live chicken camera. That's awesome. If you double click on if you're on the homepage on Rumble, because Rumble still it's pretty rough around the edges. It's not. It's got a long way to go, but that's okay.
That's
It's
fine. Yeah,
about the
that's
journey.
good.
But you get on there and it's got the on the right hand side. It's got like some suggested videos or whatever, and it's got different and then there's one where you can click where it's just live and it just lists off like like 3 or 4 currently live streaming channels. But I just discovered that if you double click on the word live, then it brings you to a fucking list of just pages of all of the currently live currently live streaming channels. So now I'm currently scrolling through this list looking for our thing.
Well, at the end, are we going to have a link or something to where we could share it to like start putting it out there? So like we can start maybe doing this once, twice, 3 times a week and share it for different places.
Yes, there is.
You'll have to send me that link and I'll share it on my local, normal, routine, things we do.
Here we go like this. Check it out. We can copy.
As we do this, audience participation, if there's certain topics or anybody wants to discuss or even women, if they want to, have a ask the dudes night or something, they're welcome. We'll start doing like different topics for different people. Like, we'll take a poll or something, be like, what do y'all want to hear? And we'll talk about it. Anything, it don't matter. we're diverse in our topics. I mean, we'll talk about anything. So it'd be cool to get, some audience participation on some things would be cool.
Absolutely, and if we get we get a little like further down the line, we could even set up a live call-in show. We could have people like theoretically, if there was people watching us, on Rumble or on the YouTubes. Oh, why did that switch like that?
Right.
Oh, that switched like that because I put the chat over on the side. Oh, cool. I'm gonna leave the chat over there because then it makes it vertical. I like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like that. Wait, look at that better.
Right. Live call-ins. That'd be great. As long as you know how to operate all that stuff.
I can figure it out.
I'm sure you can. You're the technology guy. You're the smart one. Well, the technology guy for sure.
let's not go too crazy there, Mikey.
I wasn't backpedaling too hard. I'm just saying, when it comes to technology, you're definitely the IT guy here because, yeah.
And when it comes to any sort of firearm knowledge, I'm going to defer to you on the topic.
Sure, automotive or firearms, sure, yeah, that's kind of, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. I wasn't willing to concede automotive yet, but yeah, you're right.
No, I'm saying, I might have a few more days experience in that.
You goddamn right.
A few more days.
You goddamn right.
But you definitely have the artistic abilities and the IT capabilities nailed down. There's nobody better.
Do you hear that? He said I have autistic abilities.
Artistic.
Yeah, autistic. I heard you the first time.
I would never make fun of your autism. Never.
I would.
You're like, I would.
I would. Whoever is the person that fucking invented or like discovered or first published or wrote about Asperger's, they were absolutely making fun of it. Who names a mental disorder Asperger's? He takes a sip
probably some
water.
German. That's probably his last name. We're going to name this after me, Asperger's.
Shout out to the Germans.
Google that. Now I got to know. See, that's why we know shit, because we talk about stupid shit, and then we got to look it up. Asperger's. I don't even know if I can spell that shit.
The term Asperger's come from? It does look very Germanish. Austrian, perhaps. Doctor behind Asperger's syndrome, subject to name change. What? History of Asperger's syndrome. Sometimes it's shorthanded as AS, and it's part of the autism spectrum disorder, the ASD. Not to be confused with DSL.
So is there a Dr. Asperger's?
Doctor is relatively new diagnosis, no longer used and rejected by many autistic individuals. It was named after Hans Asperger, 1906 to 1980, who was an Austrian,
German.
Who called that shit? He was a psychiatrist and pediatrician. So pervert. He was a pervert.
Probably.
Yeah.
More likely.
Well, you know about Kinsey, right?
No.
You've never heard of was this James Kinsey?
No. My dad was a clinician. My dad was actually a psychologist, but I don't know. I didn't follow that stuff.
Maybe it's not James Kinsey. Maybe it's the Kinsey. So you talk about the Kinsey scale. What is the? All right. So what was the guy's
yeah. Okay.
Oh, Alfred Kinsey. Yeah, you've heard of that?
I follow you now. I follow you. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, it's the heterosexual homosexual like scale, which it sucks because I actually kind of like. I think that there's some validity to that idea. Like I can feel like you could be a little gay. But like.
I think gay men get a lot of hate for a lot of bad reasons from straight community. If you're straight and you're a straight man, why are you worried about what a gay man does?
Because I think they're fucking like really flamboyant, like really like. But they're annoying to be around sometimes.
Well, yeah, but you don't have to hang around them. And honestly, the more gays there are, the more opportunity there is for straight men to collect, normal women because it ups our numbers. I mean, let more gay men, more women for us.
Absolutely. You know what? On the flip side, I was thinking about this the other day, and I was gonna fucking propose this to my stream, and this seems like as good a place and time as any because it's is if you okay, all right. So if you were to, you know, if we were to pull a panel of men, fellas, if you knew that like a girl that you were seeing, girl you're interested, there's a girl you're interested, your wife, your girlfriend, what have you, whatever she is to you, girl less, and you find out that girl, like, has had sex with girls, like if you meet a girl and her last relationship was with a female, are you more or less likely to like? Does that make her more or less attractive in your eyes?
I think some men would probably want to date that woman for the perv tweak side, like the little thrill of it. But when it comes to like maybe actually keeping one long term, I think it's per basis per person. I think some men would want to do that just because of the potential of a three way with another woman. But I also think some men would swerve away from that because that gives a woman even more options. Women have more options per basis, in my opinion, than men. So like,
Wholeheartedly agree, and don't beat me to the punch here, but so let's just say, yeah, I think let's just say if you found out a girl you were sleeping with had sex with a girl before, would you care? No, you
no,
would.
probably not.
No, probably not. But if you ask a group of females, hey, if there's a guy you're sleeping with, you found out that he had sex with a dude, would you care?
It'd be over. They'd be done.
It would be done. They would instantly just be like, it would instantly be over. They'd be like, no.
But damn, $20 is $20.
Well, here's my thing: is like, you know,
It's bias.
ladies, you guys are gonna get fucking like some of these fucking queers, some of these goddamn transsexuals. You get some of these trans ladies that are more feminine than you ladies. You better ship up. Straight.
Polyamorous and all that stuff with
No,
the
but
he, she, thems and all that. I
but
just
here's
call it like it is.
but
If
here's
you're a
my
man,
so
you're a
here's
man. You're a
well
woman, you're a
here's my
woman.
thing. Here's my thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to get so is I think that we as heterosexual men, fellas, we need to start discriminating. We need to start having that same like we need to start discriminating against women that fuck with women the same way that women that discriminate against men that fuck with men.
Right. You're right.
Because I basically, if you're born after 1990, if you're a female born after 1996, you identify as bisexual.
I think that's probably fairly accurate. Maybe even before
Yes, but
'96.
definitely by then.
Right.
Definitely by then.
Now they got they got so many different. They're pan, they're poly, they're this, they're that. That muddies the lines, and that's part of what makes modern dating society probably tough in a whole too. Is because everybody wants to put notions on it, or use pronouns, or get called by specifics.
Do you know the amount of times that I've just had somebody just like that I just met just be like, ask me my like sexual orientation?
That's kind of strange. I've never had that
I think
situation.
that's fucking bizarre. Well, I'm younger, and it's usually people that are younger than me. It's not older people, but it's usually like these Gen Zs, and they'll just ask, and they're just
Does
like
that make you feel a certain kind of way or anything?
it does. It bothers me immensely.
Well, I'm sorry, Doc. You want to talk about it?
I want to talk about like why somehow like when did that become socially acceptable?
Right.
Like, why do I have to know somebody's sexual orientation? Unless
Right.
unless that I'm fucking them, I don't need to know. And if I'm fucking them, I can fucking probably make an educated guess.
Right.
I just think that it's kind of bizarre
Well,
that like
that goes back to the gay thing. I don't care that men are gay, as long as they're not trying to be gay with me or indoctrinate children. I don't care what they do.
don't indoctrinate the children. I don't. I think I have no problem with gay men individually. Do I don't
Nope.
I don't necessarily I don't
Like
necessarily
these parades, and wanting kids to come to like those those things where the men cross dress.
drag queen story hour at the library. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not down with that at all. That's terrible. That's indoctrination at its worst,
It is
in my
absolutely
opinion.
indoctrination at its worst, and anybody who says that it's not is tripping. And they're like, "Oh, well, we're just trying to like, what if there's there's gay kids out there committing suicide because they feel like they're rejected?" It's like, well, kids are also
Well, here,
pretty impressionable. Like, wait until if you're gonna try to like recruit for your team, wait until they're adults. At
well,
the
going along with children and genders and sex, when can we start normalizing the fact that if a dog bites a kid, we get to kill the dog, but if a pedophile touches kids, we don't get to, let the courts do their worst, putting it gently.
Yeah,
You know?
I think I mean I've been saying I remember in like 2000 and like 5 2006 like when in California like the whole gay marriage uh issue
Crazy.
was first coming up uh even before it was like about the gay marriage, just when it was just about like gay like rights and acceptance and like them not getting like hated on. I remember like when the whole narrative was like, oh, they're born that way, they can't help it, they're just born that way, which I don't necessarily agree with. I fundamentally don't agree with it, but that's a that's a cancelable topic and for another time.
Well, I got
Hang on.
one thing to add to that.
Yeah.
When they show up with a gene test where they can genetically show me the gay gene, then I'll go with that story and I'll think it's more believable. But until they do that, I'm gonna ride with it. It's a choice. And I'm not gay, and I don't care what they do, whatever. But I'm just saying, don't sing it like that. And I also, one more point to that, I'm fine with people of same sex having the same rights to taxes and funds and marital, adventures or whatever together. But I'm just gonna stay out of that topic because like it doesn't affect me because I'm not gay. But uh, I think they ought to have some rights the same as a married couple.
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave it at that.
absolutely. I think so too. I think that I have no problem with that. But what I'm saying is just like I'm just trying to say that I'm good at predicting where society's going. So here's
Right.
two example. I remember we were getting them like so. I can remember the situation exactly. I was sitting in the back seat of my mom's Pontiac Grand Am. That was the same one that I crashed later because that was my first car. It was a hand-me-down. And stopped at the end of the driveway because the mailbox was at the end of the driveway to pick up the mail on the way home from school. And I don't know what the fuck why it was the topic, but I just remember it was talking about like, somehow it was talking about like, I think probably we're listening to like, Tom Sullivan or somebody. And talking about gays being, they're born gay. And I remember thinking like, if it's just a sexual, if it's just a, it's sort of like if you're attracted to, Asian girls or anything else, it's just a sexual preference.
Right.
And I was thinking, I was like, by the same logic, I was like, eventually, I was like, if you can't control who you're sexually attracted to, if you're born this, like, a certain way and it's just, down to preference, I was like, eventually we're going to get to the point where we're going to, we're going to have to admit that like, pedophilia is a sexual preference. And lo and behold, it only took 15 years. Now here we are. There's
Right.
already been discussions of
Well,
wanting to. First of all,
here's the thing.
they tried to change their
I
names.
go about the being born gay thing two different directions. In the Bible and religion wise, there's no unclean spirits, and like if you're gay, you're probably, according to the Bible and what I know of it, there's no gay people in heaven. So how are you going to be a gay soul coming into heaven? And if that's really how things go, how come people don't get born as dogs? Like a dog soul gets trapped in a human body. What people are going to start running circles and barking and identify as a dog because they're born that way? I mean, I ain't trying to be ludicrous, but just
No,
saying.
I mean there is currently there is a
Oh
small
Lord.
community that they do believe that we're not talking about furries, which kind of like
Oh well.
like
I've seen some pretty
LARP as fucking
furry
animals.
chicks, though. I mean,
these
not trying to be weird or anything, but some of them furry chicks are hot.
No, they're not. They're all fat and gross. I've never seen a hot furry chick. You show me
Really?
one. You show me
I'm
one
gonna have
hot.
to sit. I will later. I'll send you a hot
Okay,
furry
a
picture later.
girl who's wearing cat ears and lingerie for Halloween and says, "Oh, I'm a
Right.
cat." That's not a furry. We're not counting that.
That's not a furry. What is that? That's just a hot cat
That's
chick.
just
then?
a hot girl dressing slutty.
Okay. Well, all right. Maybe
God,
maybe
Halloween
I'm
is
not
the
into furries then.
best.
Maybe it's not furries. I like that. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll send pictures later.
Yeah, definitely see that. Send that.
Be like, is this a furry? No, that's a hot slut in cat ears.
Yeah, girl.
Okay.
Somehow a girl in cat ears is sexy. Or like, yeah, why is that? A girl in cat ears is sexy. Or like little yeah. I know. I don't think I have them anymore, but I've had multiple sets of like little clip-in ears and shit for girls that I've had over the years. And be like, here, bitch, put these on.
It's an alpha male thing because we're alpha males and we're primes and
Is it a predator prey thing? I want to chase after him and like eat him.
I think so. I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
Am I a furry because I'm wearing a cheetah print shirt?
Maybe so.
Is this a cheetah print or is this a leopard print?
I think it's doodle print. I think it's more of like a doodle, like something doodled all over your shirt.
You saying my shirt's doo doo? No, this is
Doodle, like like freehand doodle, like from 5-year-olds.
Look at it closer. Look, this is definitely a.
That's definitely not cat print. That's doodle.
Just because it's printed on a gray shirt.
No, that's doodle.
That's a cheetah print. You're fucking tripping.
That is not cheetah print.
If I had.
Of course, I've never been to Africa, but I have seen United Kingdom and shit when I was little, and there was no cheetahs like that.
United Kingdom? You mean Animal Kingdom?
Mutual of Omaha and shit. Marlon Perkins. Hang on, I'm gonna get Coke. I'll be right back. 30 seconds.
Yeah, I also would like to get something to drink. Is it gonna be Red Bull or is it gonna be beer? Or is it gonna be gin? Hey, I think it stopped raining. Hallelujah.
So we, at least we know what a Furby. I'll send you what I think of it. I think we're probably on the same page with the Furby stuff. Probably not so much Furby I like, but the line. I think we both had to get a drink. Back. What are you drinking? He must not have his fancy Bluetooth radio on. Can't hear me.
Hang on, Mikey. I can't hear you. I gotta put my headphones back on. Oh.
You ever had these before? They're like adult, like freaking snacks. Like the. You ever seen them before?
Adult snacks?
No, they're like how the kids got the little snack packs where they get the Oreo cookie and all that shit. What's it called?
Lunchable?
Yeah, it's like an adult Lunchable. You seen those before?
Oh, I have seen those. Yeah.
I think they're good. I like them.
Yeah, those are good.
They got like real cheese and real meat and stuff.
So I remember one time, processed meat. No, thank you. I remember one time I bought like this really like a fancy cheese. It was like I think it was like a smoked Gouda or something. I don't know, but it was like a little like wheel of cheese about yay big, and it was like $8. And this was when cheese was not $8. And I bought it and I ate it, and the cheese that tasted exactly like the fucking cheese in those little Lunchables. And that's when I decided, that's when I decided that rich people eat garbage. Like rich people
But you
food.
get the Baby Bells, the little round cheese. The
Oh,
baby
those are
Bells.
delicious. Those are just mozzarella.
Right.
I
Those
think
are good.
those are good as fuck. Plus, you get that little wax thing at the end, and you can like fucking play with it and roll it up and make it into little shapes.
Burn it with a lighter, whatever makes you happy.
Yeah. I was looking at crucibles online the other day.
Crucibles?
Yeah, crucibles.
You're going to start forging or just pouring things?
Both. I don't know. But I figured that I've got all these goddamn, I fucking got all my aluminum cans. That's the only recycling I really bothered with. Is aluminum cans. But
The closest that gets for me is like when I go camping, I throw all the cans in like a tomato paste can or a Bush's baked beans can. Throw all the beer cans, soda cans in it, melt it down, and then you can carve out something in a piece of wood and like pour it in there and like make cool stuff. You ever do that?
So you can do it into a fucking like soup can?
Yeah.
Oh well, I'm just gonna do that. Yeah, I almost did that the other night. I literally have
Build you a big raging fire and just dump aluminum cans in there and squish them down. Throw a couple nickels and dimes and pennies in or whatever, so it makes like an alloy. And then like you can make stuff out of it and stuff. It's cool, man. I've done it.
I saw a guy literally make a. I saw a guy literally. It was a YouTube video, and he was making a. It's probably not allowed on YouTube these days, but he made a lower. He was making a lower receiver out of aluminum cans.
Well, they're pushing really hard for the ghost gun ban and all that stuff. So we'll have to see how that goes. You can't even buy an 80. I think you can still buy 80% right now, but they're trying to put, they're pushing hard on that.
It's stupid. You can't. It's
matter of fact, if you look up the new 4473, there's a question on it about, that material and like making your own guns and real nice weapons. They released a new 4473 form today or yesterday.
I like how I'm just supposed to. Oh, ATF form 4473. This is why you're the gun experts. I don't know what that is. Notice regarding recent changes to ATF form 4473, guys. This is very Rumble-esque content. Due to new statutory requirements set forth in both the NICS Denial Notification Act and the Bipartisan Safer Community Act, the BSCA, the bullshit California.
There's 10 new changes to it. There's 10 new changes to the 4473.
Yeah, we're getting fucked. Okay, here we go. Significant changes. Any firearm received by an FFL that was privately made, not manufactured by another licensee, must now be recorded on the ATF Form 4473. Privately made firearms, a PMF, has been added to Item 1, Section A. It now reads manufacturer and importer, if any, or privately made firearms, if manufacturer or importer are both different, include both. Question 10 is revised. The transferee/buyer is now asked to answer whether they reside in city limits regarding their residence address. For example, if a transferee lists their residence city state as Phoenix, Arizona, but they actually reside outside of the city, they will answer no. The following two prohibited questions have been added.
And not to interrupt you, but what I hate about this is it starts a gun registry, period, straight up.
Because they don't have that in other states? They don't have, there's not a national gun registry?
It starts a gun registry. The ATF should have never been a gun registry apparatus, and that's what it's slowly devolving into.
It really is. I don't like it.
Nope. If you have it, if you don't have it bought by now, you're probably not going to, if we lose any more Supreme Court justices, or that's the only thing keeping us free right now, really. It's the only buffer between us and the imbecile in charge is our Supreme Court justices. They're really fighting every day about these things. And the Heller Buin case, the more they push on the Supreme Court, the more they're finding that they may be like trying to repeal the NFA Act and things. So the more they push on it, the more the Supreme Court has to, reflect back to the Buer and Heller case. How's it worded? So, the way it's written and they're pretty much going back to the Constitution, the way it's written, the way it is, and tradition and history. And if it doesn't fit the mold, they're kicking it out. So the NFA may get thrown away soon. We may have automatic weapons again.
What's the NFA?
National Firearms Act of 29 or 39 or whatever.
The 1939.
Prior to all that bullshit, Roosevelt, we saw about Roosevelt the other day, the greatest president that made all these restrictions. Prior to that shit, you could order a a Thompson submachine gun or a BAR. You could just order it in the Sears catalog and have it dropped off at your house.
That was the fucking man. America was so much better back then.
Well, we didn't have fishing license taxes, and we didn't have all these taxes, and we were more free and had more of our income, and yeah, we were just more free.
Now, here's the thing. Here's the the one question. Thing that like people don't ever like address really. Is like, is part of that just because we had less people?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I don't necessarily think that we're. I don't think that we're like overpopulated as a country or as a state or as a
The more we
planet.
move from democracy or plutocracy, the further we get from freedom.
Yeah, but democracy is really easy to manipulate. Man, I bought a new vape. I wonder where all my fucking vape creating stuff is. I wonder if that's still.
I mean, how many more presidents do you think we'll have before the door slams shut?
I don't know, like 5.
I don't even know, man. I'm just saying, if this next election goes crazy, we get another Biden or another, or a AOC or something in office. We're done as a nation. We won't make it through it.
She can AOC these nuts.
I mean, we're not gonna. Well, if she had an OnlyFans account, it would probably be popular, but she's not that brilliant, so she probably needs to stick to OnlyFans.
Oh my god, could you fucking imagine, bro? How long until that happens? How long until we've got a fucking member of Congress with an OnlyFans? It's
Well, can
coming.
we start with her?
I don't. Yeah.
Like you're probably more the Marjorie Taylor Greene type, right? I mean,
What? Because I don't like Latinas?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you're, racist or anything. I'm just saying.
I didn't say anything about racist shit. Like sexual preference is the last bastion that you're allowed to be discriminatory in this society, and it's still, they're even still trying to like fucking like. I've seen some TikToks that are like, you wouldn't date a trans person? Are you transphobic? Like, no, I'm not.
That's like, I like fish, but I don't want to eat the fish with the head on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I like head, but I don't want to eat something that smells fishy. Nailed it. Hang on, I'll be right back. Stay, bitch, stay.
Looks like I'm going to tap on that one. Rumble.
I tell you what. I'm looking out the kitchen window over there, and like it looks like the rain has stopped. I'm starting to see. If you look out this window, I wonder if I can. Can I rotate this? Rotate this up. Look out that window. Starting to see a little bit of sunlight. Oh, that's too far. Rotate this.
It's already dark here.
Yeah, well, I know, but it's not dark here. I'm starting to see a little bit of sunlight. The road's looking a little bit only half wet. If it looks like it's the weather's clearing up, I'm gonna fucking end this shit faster than you could say snuffleupagus, and I'm gonna get out there on the fucking scoot with that half wet fucking pavement, and I'm gonna go try to fucking spin some brodies.
Get the power slides with the gyro.
Mm-hmm.
So today is Saturday. Are we going to try and do this on a rotation and like just start making content like twice a week? What do you want to do?
Let's do once a week.
Every Saturday or Sunday, or just we'll pick a day and just do it, no matter what day it is?
We'll pick a day and just do it.
Well, you know me. You just get hold of me. I'm always down. As long as I ain't driving somewhere to pick up some ratty ass hot rod or something,
Well, and sometimes you might be that way, and sometimes I might be that way. So that's why the schedule we'll play it a little fast and loose, at least while we still can get away with it.
I'm not trying to say I'm addicted to instant gratification, but this we need like a chart on this app or something that like gives us a green light or an orange light when we're doing bad or good.
I don't want to know. I don't want that feedback. I want to be. I think that a out like feed with I don't want that like because that is going to influence what we say. How we're
No,
doing.
I'm just saying maybe I'm feeling a little bit biased. Like maybe I'm admitting the fact that maybe I'm maybe falling into that category where I need instant gratification, and I don't know how I feel about that because like in
Well,
our other feeds, other lives we get that instant feedback almost,
yeah. Is it
mostly.
is it that it's the I mean, yes, instant gratification is always bad, but is
I
it
know I need to work on that.
is
I'm
it
gonna
the
work on
fact
that
that
then.
or is it's not that it's instant gratification. It's you're seeking the validation.
Well, I'm gonna work on that. You know what I'm gonna start doing? Whenever a woman sends me boobs to my cell phone picture, my boob pics to my cell phone and stuff, I'm not gonna look at them anymore. I'm gonna deny myself instant gratification. I'm gonna start working on that
Hang
because
on,
like
hang on, hang on. That's a fucked up, stupid idea. First of all,
just saying.
here's my thing. Like you get so if girl sends you nudes. First of all, I don't like nudes. I'm not a fan. I mean, I'm
Me
not
neither.
a fan. I like them. I'm stoked when I get them. Sometimes because it's erotic. Most of the time, though, it's just an ego. It's just like a oh look. It makes me feel. It makes me feel like good. Like
Well, not to call anybody out because she may even watch this this session, but I got one the other day, and like she's a friend of mine. She's cool. I mean, we talked and hung out and did things together. Shopped. We go on shopping dates, so now she definitely
gay.
knows what I'm talking about. But no, we go to grocery store and go like shopping together and shit. It's weird. We got a weird thing.
You know what I say?
Well,
That's I think the perfect first date is going grocery
yeah, we
shopping
just go
together.
shopping, but that's usually what we do. We usually get together. We go Walmart. We do go shopping. Well, she's been under the weather lately and like not feeling well. And well, that fits like 2, 3 girls I talk to right now. But anyway, this one she sends me a boob shot. She's like, "Well, just random boob shot," and I was like, "Well, thanks. Your hair looks nice today." That was my reply. Like that's usually how it goes when I get that kind of stuff in my phone or
Is
in
this
my
a girl you're
Facebook.
banging? Well, that was going to be my point.
No, no, we've never even had sex. No. Mm-mm.
What was the follow up? Did she say like was she like, "Oh my god, I didn't mean to send that to you," or
No, she totally meant to. She sends just every once in a while she sends random booty picture, a boob shot or something, and I'm just like, well, thank you.
mm. Yeah, I've known girls like I've got a collection of just random like nudes that girls have sent me.
Oh, she's a cool chick. We talk, we goof
All
around.
right,
That's what I do.
calm down. We're not talking
We've
about
never
this
done
girl.
anything. Well, I'm trying to make it real specific that like it's not like that. We're just friends.
Yeah, for now. Well, I think
She's
I know.
funny.
I think that that's a thing. Like I think that women, especially modern women, where it's like with the Instagram and the social media, and that it's sort of supercharged that female need to like seek male validation. I
But
mean,
I usually don't feed on it. Is what I'm trying to tell you. That's how I'm going to start fixing my instant gratification things. Like I'm not going to pursue likes and hurrahs no more. Even though I kind of feel that way because maybe it's just a platform that makes me feel that way.
did you say pursue likes and haram?
Hurrah. Yeah, like hurrah. Yay, he did it. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
hurrah, not haram.
Either way.
You
Hurrah.
you
Like,
you
yay.
you were overseas. You know what haram means,
I'm just saying.
right?
But does this Rumble not make you feel that way compared to where we normally stream?
I do wish there was more audience participation.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm after. Like, you know. But it's our first one, homie, and I had fun. We always have fun
Yeah,
because you're great and everything you do is great.
I'm great and everything I do is great. Ladies, buy it on a tank top. You can wear it to the gym.
Make sure it's 3 sizes too big because
Uh,
we like that.
yeah, we want to see that side boob.
So what's the? Sorry, I don't remember the. Was it springbeeapplesomething.com? What is it? Where do we buy your apparel?
DocTanks.com.
Clear it out.
DocTanks.
Yep.
That's DocTanks.com.
You got
DocTanks.com.
You guys can buy your Shifty Owl apparel, and you got little totes and bags and handbags and hoodies and all kinds of cool apparel. Everything from Shifty Owl to cool quotes. You all need to check out that site. It's really cool. It's kind of a thing. Should we talk about Shifty Owl for a minute before we leave, and how this whole process got going, and how we ended up even doing our first Rumble talk?
No, we're gonna save
No background for nobody.
We're gonna save the origin story.
Save the origin story.
Absolutely. Shroud everything in mystery, and then let people like they'll theorize on it, and then like finally like you'd be like, all right, if we reach 10,000 subscribers, we'll tell you the origin story of Shifty Owl. I'll give you guys a hint.
Watch us.
You know the original Shifty Owl drawing. It has a nefarious backstory.
But
one that involves criminal activity and larceny and illicit substance abuse and
and he's a bit of a hoe. Yeah, he's prolific.
He's prolific. He's a philanderer.
There's going to be people. I'm just saying, there's going to be people that watch this Rumble channel and be like, "How did these two hook up? How did they meet?" They're going to want to know this story.
They'll be like, "Why is it? Was this dude talking to his uncle?"
Do what now?
Because they're going to think that I'm your uncle.
Or my son or some shit. Imagine that. That'd be weird.
That would be weird. I mean, would that be that weird? If we were out on the town, whatever, you could have had me when you were 14. If we were out on the town, I mean, look, that happens. There's literally 28-year-old grandmas out there. But if we were out on the town and like ran into let's say it's like a mother who's taking her daughter out for her 21st birthday because I like them young. Within reason, calm down, perverts. I like them, reasonably young. But, hot mom taking out her, hot 21-year-old daughter for her birthday. Because I've seen these situations play out. They play out. And, they assume that we're like a father-son, out, oh, look at this father and son having a nice night together.
I would totally be your wingman, yes. This is my son. Yeah, absolutely.
Just roll with it.
Absolutely. I would. Yeah. How hot's the mom? What are we talking about here? But yeah, that'd be cool. I'm down with that. Whatever, man.
Dibs on the mom.
Wait a minute. You said the hot 21-year-old daughter, though.
Yeah, I know. But now that I was thinking about it, if she's just turning 21, it's her 21st birthday. It's like, all right, so we go out a night on town. We all go back to to our someplace. While you're in there fucking banging the shit out of mom, I'm holding 21-year-old daughter's fucking hair while she's puking.
Well, that's just the way the ball bounces sometimes. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug.
Hey, look here. You're fucking the dog. I'm just holding the tail.
I'm not I wasn't born a dog, so, I'm not breeding dogs yet.
I wasn't born a dog. I just became a dog.
But anyway, if you all shut down, that's cool with me. You know me though. We can go for hours. It don't matter.
I kind of want to end this and see what this was a great test. I want to end this and see what happens because it's supposed to save it and make it available when it's done.
Are you gonna sign us out?
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever done this. This is my first time. I never have anybody to do things with because everybody's too busy doing their own thing, or they're too stupid to understand the funness of it. Or they're they're too worried about the optics and they don't want to look silly or some certain way. People are fucking lame, dude. I know a bunch of lames.
Well, I don't know a lot of people. I probably know you as well as I know anybody living in my existence. But I always enjoy my live streams with you, and to come on here and try to kick it off and do something bigger is really cool. I'm going to enjoy the prospect. I always enjoy our conversations. It don't matter if it's at 3:00 in the morning. What the fuck you doing? Or whatever. It's always a good time when I hang out with Doc.
I mean that at in the morning. That's definitely like sometimes that's better. You know, I think that I've often wondered this. They talk about like the concept of like, you know, late night conversations and shit. And I have theorized about this before. Is there something specifically inherent to like late at night that makes those conversations better? Or is it just the fact that there's just not other things going on? There's not other distractions. There's not, you know, it seems like
maybe we suck and we just suck and we're bored, and sometimes we end up being bored and sucking at the same time. That can't be.
Wait, what?
No, maybe it's because we always end up being bored and sucking at the same time. Like, I suck, and I'm like, yeah, me too. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Let's maybe think of a better way to phrase that. I don't know about that. Sounds like, oh yeah, we're bored and sucking at the same time. I don't know, man.
But I'm not supposed to be the articulate, well-spoken one. That's you.
Speaking of articulation, look at this. Look at this thing.
Now, if you can figure out a way to put a wrench on it and like reach behind something and use it, that'd be great.
It's a camera. It's for doing a camera.
A gimbal, right? That's called a gimbal, right?
It's called a gimbal. But I've got a gimbal, so we could do like, you know, we could actually not just do like live fucking bullshit. We could do like fully like cinematic experiences. We could make.
So where do I buy a gimbal? Are they adaptable?
They are. I buy it on Amazon. It was like $100. I've only used it like twice.
Do I need a gimbal?
No, honestly, I don't even need a gimbal. I wish I had a reason to use it.
Can I duct tape that to the dash while I drive really hard in these curvy back road country roads?
Maybe. I wonder if that would work.
Just duct tape to the dash and haul ass.
Mixing gas and hauling ass. All right, focus. Come on, there you go. So if I go like this, problem is on a back bumpy road, it's still like this. So it's still gonna be kind of bumpy. It's not meant for like to get the bumps out of things. It's just meant to get the shake and the smooth out of things. Look at how smooth it is.
That would be great in like Party Cove.
Hell yeah. I need to get another one. This one's only made for a phone, but I need one that's made for a camera.
Well, what about like Hero 5s and stuff like GoPros?
Yeah, you can get ones that'll fit that too.
Yeah, because like if we expand this and start doing it, I'll buy a GoPro and some other. I'll step up to technology. How about that?
Well, first of all, GoPro, that's like $800, right?
No, they're not that bad. Shit, no.
Well, that little Marshall camera that I was showing you earlier, those things are only like a couple $100. And
GoPros ain't that. They're not that expensive anymore.
Perhaps.
GoPros. Plus, they're waterproof and they're kind of tough. And they're kind of rugged. I can do some stupid shit with it.
I'm using a fucking, not even a real GoPro. I'm using a fucking like knockoff Chinese GoPro. That's literally what you're seeing my face on right now.
Mine's this bullshit Japanese camera phone.
It's not Japanese. It's Korean.
Android, Samsung.
Dude, are you knocking on your phone? Because that's a nice phone, and if you're gonna like not appreciate it, then you don't deserve to have it. I'll give you a fucking goddamn Obama phone. And,
well, that's another thing. I'll speak on that for a minute.
Children in China that would like a nice phone.
People. I've seen a lot of people talk bad about this Z4, but honestly, it's been great. The fold's great. The screen's big. It's a little heavy. But the battery life's good. It works good. Hell, me and you have live streamed on this phone for 100 hours. It's been great. It don't give me any issues.
No, I think it's great. Honestly,
good phone.
I made fun of my buddy for it because he got the other one, the Flip.
Yeah, it's like this big. I'd lose that bitch. I got giant hands.
Well, I got like the problem is like this thing. It's like I go to put it in my pocket. And it's like. If I'm wearing tight pants or some shit, if I'm gonna like crouch down, I gotta take it out of my pocket first because it's too damn big. So like maybe the Flip, I made fun of him for him getting a girl phone.
But like this is S22. The screen on the S22 is roughly the same size. But when you fold the Z4 in half,
you're talking about the Fold. I'm talking about the Flip.
Yeah, the Flip's too small. I can't do it. I don't like it.
That's a bitch phone.
It's a girl phone, absolutely. Kind of like a Ford Focus is a girl car, or like
Hey.
the Eclipse of the '90s.
Yes, but the Eclipse GSR or GRS, the all-wheel drive one, that was a sick
It's a
car. And
it's a girl car, though.
The Focus RS is not a girl car. That is a
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I loved my little white shitbox Focus. I drove the wheels off that thing all summer.
You should have tightened down the lug nuts. Maybe the wheels had stayed on.
I loved that little Focus, man. I mean, the kids would load up. I didn't care how much Coke they spilt in it, or sodas or sandwiches they spilled in the carpet. I didn't care. I just drove the wheels off it.
I mean, I get it, bro. My daily driver is a little fucking Nissan shitbox, and I love the shit out of it. It's great.
No, it keeps from making messes into better stuff, you know.
Absolutely, kids are messy.
And that thing got like 40 mile a gallon. I could put like $20 in it and take the kids all day riding somewhere. We could just go wherever. And it had the coldest damn AC of any car I've ever had. That thing would literally it'd freeze your dick off. That thing had the best AC ever.
There is something to be said about those little economy cars. I'm serious. Like that fucking
Right.
and that that little Versa that I've got, it's got like the fucking the visibility out of it is fantastic. You can see out of it. You can back up. They're easy to fucking park. I can park it like anywhere.
Right.
The steering on it it's got like one of the like from like rack to rack is like super tight.
That Focus drove like I don't know, like a wet wicker basket in a hayfield. But I loved it because, like, I would haul ass, and the understeer was so tragic. Like, I would turn the wheel like hard, and like I could wrap the wheel all the way around and shit. It would still not like, you know. I drove that thing. I drove that thing like on the edge of its life, you know. But it was fucking fun because it was all loose and scary and shit. Like I didn't know if it was
that was my Grand Dam, dude. That thing had the fucking it would understeer like a motherfucker. It had that it had that V6 in it, you know. It had that whatever that it was like the 3400 something or other, you know, GM motor. See, it was it was torquey. It had some get up and go off the light, and it was wide. It was pretty wide, but it's still a fucking piece of shit. Like, but yeah, man.
But it was a cheap way to bring the thrill back because like running the road at 80 in my silver Mustang or the GTO, and then trying to do that in the Focus brings a new level of excitement because like. At 50, it feels like you're doing 80. You know what I mean?
Yes, that part. That part. That part. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of the gyro. Doing 40 miles an hour on the gyro feels faster than doing 200 miles an hour on a Hayabusa.
Right. Exactly. And that's the fun of it. I like that shit.
Facts. That is the fun of it. That's why.
And if you tear a tire plumb off it, it's $29 at Walmart. You know what I'm saying for a Focus. Not $180 or some shit for a low pro 275 or something. You know, I never tore a tire up on it. I'm just saying if I would have, I wouldn't have cared because it's $30.
My brother just put tires on his. Actually, he just put tires on his Stinger. I gotta find out how much he fucking spent on that. But he was
expensive.
They were expensive, and you know what's fucked is so. He was waiting to, you know. We've been kind of looking forward to like, all right, when he's gonna get some new tires so that we could like fucking go burn the other ones.
Right.
Well, I don't know what happened when he wasn't paying attention. So those fucking things were worn to the goddamn cords. The fucking thing wouldn't goddamn hold air. He had to drive. He had to drive it to the goddamn tire shop on a donut.
That's not cool.
So we didn't even get to fucking burn the old tires.
Didn't get to smoke them up.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe that'll be. I mean, I already bought his Christmas present for this year, but maybe that'll be something for next year. I'll find like just a cheap set of tires, cheap set of wheels, and we could just go buy some used tires for $25 and like have them put on the wheel. And like, you know,
get on Facebook Marketplace, just buy some cheap ones and just blow the fuck out of them.
Yeah, just have like, you know, like Sunday burning tires. Like have your daily driving tires, and then it's like, all right, we're going out. We're gonna go fucking behind the Safeway, and we're gonna go spin fucking Brodies for a couple hours and slap on those other wheels.
I got a brand new set of 17s in the garage for this GTO. So like one of these weekends, I'm gonna get stupid in this car and like totally destroy the tires. I'm gonna laugh and come on and put new ones on. Hell yeah. Already got a set of Kimos in the garage, you know.
Shout out to the Koreans.
Right. This car's got the new GTO, the red one. It's got Continentals on it, so they're probably gonna last a while.
I like those DSWs.
Yeah, I think that's what they are even. Yeah,
Yeah, I like those tires.
but it's got the that high dollar damn rim package, the VSSOs or something. The wheels are like $380 a piece on that car.
I believe it. I've got almost a brand new set of fucking of those DSW Continentals on my SI that have been sitting for God knows how many years. They're probably fucking toast now because I think I had a slow leak in one of the tires. It's been sitting flat for a few years.
Well, that's like that Avalanche I picked up. 100,000 mile 04. The truck's like brand new. And I went to looking at the date codes on the tires. I'm like, they're Goodyear Wranglers. They built that tire since like 1991 or some shit. And I thought, well, I wonder how old these tires are. I went to date code the tires and shit. They're like from 2014 and shit. I'm like, holy fuck. They look brand new, but like now I'm like, maybe I won't do 100-mile-an-hour in this truck now.
I mean, what's the likelihood that it's gonna flip?
Well, it's not just that. They're old, like, yeah, they could just blow apart at that speed.
Yeah,
probably.
but if it blows apart, like, all right, if your tire blows apart, what's the likelihood that that's gonna cause you to flip?
I'm not gonna crash because I can drive, but it may tear a quarter panel plumb off the motherfucker. Tear a brand new fender up. I got insurance. Fuck it. Whatever.
Yeah,
I ain't changing them.
That's what I'm saying. Fuck that shit. Burn those tires.
Yeah, I'm not replacing it. They look brand new. I'm not changing them.
I'm still running the stock original tire on the goddamn gyro for the front.
I will.
The rear I finally replaced.
I will admit that allegedly a fella burnt down a car, completely burnt the car to the ground over a flat tire once. Like, I'm not really a fan of flat tires. So, like, I'm not, if I get a flat on one tire, yeah, I'm getting a whole set.
Oh yeah, who's getting one tire?
I hate flats. Well, that's the thing is that I had that Escalade, man. I put a brand new set of tires on it, and I got a flat, and then I got another flat, and then I was like, all right, let's get some Michelin's. Never had a flat again. So, like, I don't know, man. I just don't like flats. So, like,
I mean, like, fuck, dude, you could patch a flat.
They're just annoying, and it never does it when it's convenient. It's going to be doing it like 80 mile an hour with a boat on the back in the middle of nowhere on a 2-lane where there's no place to pull over.
Oh yeah, I've seen some fucking. Oh yeah, we've had some blow up, some trailer. Oh yeah, when it comes to trailer tires, bro, trailer tires be blowing out.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, honestly, like fuck, dude, having a single axle trailer that's a goddamn liability.
Well, that's it ain't ever. I'm gonna walk outside the morning, the car's sitting over the flat. No, it's gonna do it in the pouring rain in the middle of nowhere and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's never. I just hate flats.
What do you think about small-breasted women?
I think they're fine. I got, any more than a mouthful sometimes is a waste, but I got big hands too. So, I'm an equal opportunity boob inspector. So, like, boobs are good.
Boobs are great. I think that's unanimous, but that's not it. That's not even like that. That's been settled. Everybody likes boobs. Straight guys like boobs. Gay guys like boobs. Women like boobs. Everybody likes boobs.
I mean, do they make bad boobs?
Yeah. I've seen some gross looking boobies, but it doesn't matter. I still want to see them. I came to this conclusion many years ago. I realized it's like,
I'm just saying,
regardless of who you are, unless you're like my immediate fucking like related family, like if there's a woman, she says like, hey, do you want to see my boobs? The answer is yes. She could be 100 years old. Yeah, absolutely. Still, let me see them.
I think I'll pass on 100-year-old boobs.
You're not even gonna look at 100-year-old boobs, Mikey.
I don't think so.
I didn't say you had to fucking suck on them.
I'm good.
I didn't even say that you had to
good.
It's not like somebody puts a gun to your head and say, look at these titties and get an erection right now or I'm going to shoot you. Like, I'm just saying.
I don't want to see her.
If there's a woman I don't want to see her breasts, I'm not going to discourage women from showing me their breasts.
I don't want to see 100-year-old boobs.
All right, how about 50-year-old boobs?
How old?
50.
Oh yeah, I'd totally look at 50-year-old boobs.
All right, how about 15-year-old boobs?
No.
All right, how about 15-year-old boobs on a 50-year-old?
How much does that cost?
I don't know, probably about $6 to $8,000, depending on where they went.
Well, the only problem with old boobs like that when they're like 80 and 90 and shit, is they start looking like that fried chicken skin meat. You know, they got that weird texture and shit. It kind of grosses me out a little.
You ever like that? You like see like an old lady like with kind of bigger titties who's like you can tell she wore like low cut shirts for many
And no,
years.
I don't hate old ladies and stuff. I'm just like, when I'm 80, I'm sure I'll enjoy 80-year-old boobies.
Fuck, I'll enjoy. You know, there's probably some 80-year-old boobies I'd enjoy right now. Fuck it. Where's Pelosi? Let me see this. Speaking of 15-year-old titties on a fucking 80-year-old woman. Although shit, I don't even think those are 15 years old. Those might be 15 days old.
I bet she wears a 36 long. Them things they're like, they hang down by her belly button.
Did you see that picture of her on the beach?
No, I did not. And I don't want to see it. Don't send it to me either.
It looks like a bad Photoshop job.
I don't want to see it.
All right, don't look at it.
I'll fucking send it to me. I don't care. Go ahead.
All right, if I find it, if I come across it, I'm not gonna look for it. I'm not having that in my search engine history. Look at.
I'll tell you, speaking of celebrities, what do you think about Britney Spears? You think she's holding it together for her age?
As far as like attractiveness.
Her body, I think some of these women don't age, man. Some of them are holding out. Jennifer Aniston, that chick don't look any older.
She's had so much work done.
Who's that? Who's that lady from like Underworld too? She's hot.
Underworld.
Kate Beckinsale.
Oh yeah, Kate Beckinsale. She's probably a babe.
Yeah. Anyway,
you know who I think can get it and has nice boobies?
Who's that?
Susan Sarandon's daughter.
Never seen her. I guess I haven't seen that.
Is what's her name?
Well,
Susan. It was already in my search history.
it's like Susan Sarandon's daughter.
Eva Amuri.
Eva Amuri.
Eva Amuri. Yeah, she's a.
I'll be damned. Eva Amuri. See, I don't know. Susan Sarandon, I think she was kind of like underrated back in the day, kind of like Gina Davis. She didn't really get the attention she probably should have.
Who's Gina Davis?
Yeah. Back in the day, I thought she was pretty attractive.
Gina Davis. Oh.
She kind of reminds me of that Rachel McAdams. I think that Rachel McAdams chick's very attractive.
She was super hot. Like in The Notebook or like Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Gina Davis is pretty hot.
Right.
I mean, she's getting up there, but yeah, like in like 19. You know who always like to this like has always been my Sophia Bush.
Yeah, she's hot.
Oh yeah.
What about Linda Hamilton from the Terminator days? She don't look a whole lot different either. She's held out.
Linda Hamilton. I don't know who that is.
She's the lady from Terminator, the mom.
Oh damn! Is this her now? Oh, this is from 2019. She still looks good.
She's like 65 or some shit.
No, I'm talking about Sophia Bush.
Oh yeah.
You know who could get it all day of the week? That Blake Lively.
Blake Lively.
I think I just like girls with a freckle on their cheek.
Didn't that chick from like the vampire movie or the werewolf movie, whatever, she had a freckle too, didn't she?
What werewolf movie?
I don't know, Twilight or fucking whatever that shit was.
Oh, that fucking dyke? No, fuck her. She's gross. Could you imagine like
I knew that was going to be your statement. I knew you was going to where you stand on that.
Yeah, I mean, she was kind of hot in Adventureland, kind of, but like, she's always just like, she's always just looking at you, just like what?
Chipmunk. She got that chipmunk look. Like
what? That is the most. I was on fucking the purple site the other day, and I hopped in this bitch's stream.
Whatever happened to chick from like the Titanic? Because like she was hot in the Titanic, and then like
I thought that was Kate Beckinsale.
Okay, Beckinsale's hot though.
The Titanic. Let's see, who was in that film? That was. It's just showing me pictures of the Titanic. 1997 fucking classic film. Maybe I'll have to put.
But like 2 years later, she was like a totally different animal.
That was. Let's see. Oh, Kate Winslet.
She turned out like. In there, she looked good, but then like 2 years later, she was like a beast. Like I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, like fucking Christina Aguilera.
Yeah. What happened to that? What the what? You
I
know what I
mean,
mean?
have you seen Katy Perry lately?
No. Is it bad?
She got hella fat.
Well, I don't
Oh,
mind
Kate
a little.
Winslet. She was the one from Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, right?
I guess I don't know.
I bet you that's what did it. I bet you that's what
Yeah,
did it. She kind
I
of
know
went
you're
into that.
quite fond of. I know you're quite fond of redheads. What happened to that one redhead that was in that? She was everywhere there for a while. She's got the pretty lips and she's real pretty redhead. Can't remember her name.
Christina Hendricks.
No, I don't think that's her. That's not the name. I don't think. Man, she was in there. She was everywhere. She man, I can't remember her name either. She's aged well. Is what I was trying to go at. And then the lady from the '70s show, she kind of disappeared. She hasn't done anything in forever.
Laura Pearson.
Yeah, Pierpont or something like that.
Yeah, it's something like that.
She hasn't done anything in a while
Christina
either.
Hendricks in American Beauty. Oh wait, I never. Oh wait, I was confusing American Beauty with Almost Famous. Both great movies, by the way.
I can't remember the name. That one chick, she was in like oh shit. I can't remember. But she's held out. She's aging well too. I don't get into the celebrity thing much. I got a few celebrities that I think are very attractive. Like
famous redheads. Just because I have to Google famous.
But she's been blonde too. She's real pretty. Got pretty lips and stuff.
Emma Stone.
Nope, that's not her. But yeah, she's cute.
Yeah, she is.
No, this chick's. She was in like.
All right, here we go. 54 most iconic red. Oh wait, that's red hair moments. I don't want red hair moments. I just want bitches who are with red hair. All right, here we go. Nice HuffPo article. That's great. Julie Andrews, Julianne Moore, Prince Harry.
No.
Ah.
Prince Harry.
All right, this is a terrible. Nicole Kidman, Shaun White. What the fuck? Kathy Griffin. This is a terrible list. Christina Hendricks. What's up, baby? Carmen Sandiego. Why is she making the list? Why is Ron Howard making the list? Why are there men on this list? Fuck you, Washington or fucking Huffington Post. You are living up to how shitty you are. What? All right, think about what she was in. Like, we're talking current celebrity.
Yeah, the Fantastic Four or whatever. She was like.
Was that Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah, nailed it.
Nailed it. She's got a sexy voice. She's got a. That girl,
yeah, she's just kind of fine all over, ain't she?
Yeah, I used to have a huge crush on Scarlett Johansson for sure. But she's got that woman. She's got a. Even when she gets old and not hot, I don't know what she looks like now.
She's gonna be cool.
But she's got
just like
very sexy voice.
I don't. There's certain people that I like watching films with, and that's like Nicolas Cage. I always thought he was great. Every movie he ever did was great. I thought
every movie he ever did was great.
I think he was great.
Every movie he ever did was great.
I didn't like Snake Eyes particularly, but I think he's great.
Raising Arizona.
Yeah, I thought it was okay.
Actually, that was not a terrible movie. He did some shit movies though for a while. You got to admit. I don't know why everybody turned on him. Like the internet turned on him like fucking they did with Nickelback.
And then I like the guy from Gladiator too. I always liked him. I think he's a great actor too. But
Mel Gibson.
No, Gladiator, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. Russell Crowe.
Yeah, I like Russell Crowe really well.
Yeah, me too. Russell Crowe's a fucking badass.
Are you not entertained?
He also is in A Beautiful Mind, which is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, and then he did that one where he was like a road rager, and that lady fucking beat at him and flipped him off, whatever, and he chased her around town and shit, and kidnapped her and tried to kill her and shit. That shit was crazy.
I think that was Kurt Russell.
No, that was him. He's gotten big and full size and stuff. That was him.
Aren't you talking about Death Proof?
You what?
Aren't you talking about Death Proof? You're describing Death Proof.
No, that's not Death Proof. No. Russell Crowe did a movie where he was a road rager and like fucking this lady pissed him off and he like tried to kill her whole family and shit. It was crazy.
That's awesome. He also I'm pretty sure that according to Scarlett Johansson, she could still get it anytime. Scarlett Johansson, if you hear this, slide in the DMs. But those titties are just, and that
Absolutely.
that nose, man. I'm a sucker for a good nose.
She's hot.
Yeah, she's hot as fuck. But I'm pretty sure that Russell Crowe, if he's the guy that I'm thinking of, because there was like a Simpsons or a South Park episode where the making movies, making songs, and fighting around the world, and like he just goes around and like
That,
just
that's probably him.
yeah, he just picks fight with people.
Right. Well, I like Gerard Butler too.
Oh yeah, he's a stud muppet.
He's a good actor. I like his movies too. He's great.
Didn't he do a movie with Scarlett Johansson?
I think he did.
I think they did too. It was like that movie where like Scarlett Johansson, what's Gerard
Butler.
I don't know how to spell. Let's see if I can even close.
I became a real big fan of his when he did that movie.
300.
Oh shit! Where he went, where they killed his family and shit, and like, he fucking like killed everybody and like fucked everybody up and like went to prison just so he could stay in prison and kill people. Can't remember the name of that movie either. Damn, I suck with names today, man.
You really do. What was? All right, I'm looking at the Gerard Butler IMDb. Maybe it wasn't Scarlett Johansson, but I thought it was. It was like what women? We had that movie and like the cover of it was had the like the little stick people with like the heart over his penis.
Maybe I missed that one.
I'm looking. It was a few years ago. This was probably like 2007, 2008. I remember I used to watch 300. I had that movie on my iPod, my iPod Video 5th generation.
That movie's experimental. Everybody should watch that movie once.
Oh,
or
excuse
five
me,
times.
I wasn't right. I was wrong. That movie's great. That movie's fantastic. That movie's amazing. That movie is more relevant now than it was when it came out.
Right.
Katherine Heigl, not Scarlett Johansson.
Oh yes, Katherine Heigl. Holy Lord.
Yeah,
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, she was a cutie pie. I had a mad crush on her.
Katherine Heigl. Hell yeah.
She grew up Mormon.
Do what?
She grew up Mormon.
So does she want another husband?
I don't think that's how Mormonism works.
Oh, why not? If it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. Brother husbands. I would be a brother husband for her.
Yeah, I mean,
sister wives, brother husbands, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll take a Thursday or something. Just think how short your honeydew list would be if you had someone like that. You had brother husbands.
Wait a minute. Back up. I gotta.
Yeah, just say hello to our new guest comment.
Oh, fuck it. Hang on.
Oh, the name of that movie, Law Abiding Citizen. That movie was great.
Oh, really?
Law Abiding Citizen.
Wait a minute. That just flashed. That was Sacramento.
Great movie.
Is this movie supposed to take place in Sacramento?
What's that? Law Abiding Citizen?
No. Ah.
Oh, I don't know.
Sacramento. Look at this shit. Hang on. How can I do this? This is the easiest way of doing this. Whatever. In the fucking very split opening of the trailer for The Ugly Truth, it shows a fucking shot of the Tower Bridge.
Didn't Scarlett Johansson also do that movie with Justin Timberlake, like Out of Time? Wasn't she in that movie too?
I think wasn't Out of Time a Nick Cage movie?
No, I believe that was Justin Timberlake, wasn't it? The one where they all had a death date and shit, and they had to work for time instead of working for money. You work for time to live and shit.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Out of Time, 2002.
You're like, if you didn't keep working or something, you would die because you couldn't build credits. Okay. And then there were people who could arm wrestle for time and shit, and like had control to steal time from other people and shit.
Yes, that was a movie. It did exist, but it's not called Out of Time because Out of Time is a 2002 action film starring Mario Lopez.
Well, I wouldn't know anything about Mario Lopez.
He was Slater on fucking Saved by the Bell.
That's probably why I wouldn't know anything about that.
What was that movie called?
It was good though. You remember the movie I'm talking about, don't you?
Mm-hmm. I never saw it, but I understand the concept. It was like
it sucks.
It had a name. I can't remember. It's a more difficult name.
They had time bandits. You had to work for credits to keep living.
It was not called Time Bandits. It was
No,
called
I'm just saying. I was like, it would make time bandits. People were killing each other for their time and shit because, like, you only had a certain amount of time and you were born for so many days. And then, like, then you would, if you timed out, you were just gone.
Do you think that we'll ever reach that point?
Elon Musk doesn't think so. He thinks we're all going to die way before that happens.
Before we just start like giving people time clocks? I don't know, man. It seems like the next logical step, if you start rolling out UBI,
Basic universal income.
yeah, if you start rolling out UBI, and then it's like, your modern medicine is like can keep people alive for fucking 150 years or fuck it, if you get to a point where medicine can keep people alive indefinitely, then you're just paying money to like keep these old people alive.
But maybe it'll get to the point to where you can just raise your next clone, and then, like, when it's time, you kick off and you put your fucking shit into your new body.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of people that want to do that shit too.
Just download your shit into your. Imagine being 21 and knowing what you know now.
Apparently, there was a 2003 film that was starring Denzel Washington that was also called Out of Time. Out of Time versus Out of Time. And it's funny.
I probably would have watched Denzel Washington, though, because he does the good movies generally.
Yeah, he does.
Bone Collector and all that other shit. Good stuff.
Training Day.
Yeah. Good
Which
shit.
I only saw one time, and
You ever seen the Dave Chappelle show where Wayne Brady acted like a gangster? Not, we talking about movies and shit.
Vaguely, yeah. I vaguely remember that.
Hilarious. Dave Chappelle, Wayne Brady episode. Fucking hilarious.
Dude, Chappelle, somebody was, I think it was on Gutfeld one day. They were talking about, hang on. Chappelle show, not show. Wayne Brady.
Episode, yeah. You can find it that way, sure.
But, what's the guy's name? Rob Schneider. Rob Schneider was on Gutfeld. And they were talking about how, like, SNL is fucking, like, circling the bull.
It's done. SNL's over.
Is they actually canceled it?
No, they suck, though. They should.
Yeah, it sucks, but it's not canceled. Yeah, but it sucks. It sucked for a long... And his whole thing was like, look, that shit always sucked. It was never not shitty because he was saying that he's like, think about it. The Chappelle Show, that was on for what, 2 seasons? It was on for 2 seasons. How many iconic sketches are there that, like, timeless classics, like they've just cemented themselves as part of history from the Chappelle Show?
Dave Chappelle was a genius. Is a genius.
Fuck yeah. But, think of it. But so think of how many there were. There was a fuck ton, right?
Almost every episode was gold.
Almost every
what I mean?
Almost every episode had something that was like iconic that has now, like, it's referential in society,
Right.
much like Seinfeld.
The black white supremacy and the fucking white draft.
Exactly. Exactly. Whatever his name was. But
Time haters. The time haters and shit. Buck Nasty going back in time, hating on Hitler.
Tyrone Biggums, the fucking
right.
dickhead. But like,
I'm here for the crack. I'm here for the crack.
I mean, classics. These are like timeless classics.
Right.
Significant points in comedy history that are still relevant and still referenced today. That show lasted
Charlie
for 2
Murphy.
seasons. Oh, fuck. I'm Rick James, bitch. Fuck your couch. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, right. Man, that shit killed me, man. That shit was so funny, dude.
So
Charlie Murphy!
the darkness. Yeah, we showed, he said, oh, maybe we should have helped him. He looked at me and said, man, I just did give him some help. No, but that's the point. It's like that show lasted 2 seasons, had so many just fucking absolutely fucking legendary sketches.
Did you rub your feet? He's like, did you rub your feet in Eddie Murphy's couch?
No, I would never do something like that. I might have done that.
Then he's like, cocaine's all a drug.
But like, SNL's been on for like 40 years. How many iconic SNL sketches are there?
3.
Like, more cowbell.
The church lady.
What church lady?
Isn't that special? Isn't that special? Say, you know. But that dude's still funny.
I
being
don't
a
even
garbage
think that
whatever.
that's. I don't even think that that's fucking like. I don't even know what you're referencing.
Really? I'm sorry.
I
That shit
know
was kind of
living
funny.
down in a van by the river, like, and
Yeah.
and
It don't compare.
like more cowbell, but I'm like trying to think.
It don't. It don't compare though. No.
Yeah, no, it's always been.
When Dave Chappelle dropped on Friday night, I stopped what I was doing and made sure I was there to watch it. You know what I mean?
Well, I didn't have cable growing up, so I
I'm
didn't.
sorry.
But when it came out on DVDs, I rode my bike down to Hollywood Video and rented that shit.
Good shit, man. Good shit.
We had back in the days when Netflix used to actually send out discs. Before we signed up for Netflix, the local Hollywood Video had like a same thing where you could like it was just like a subscription thing and you could just rent all the movies you want,
Oh Lord.
which was awesome because you could do it like you didn't have to send them back and wait for the next one. You could just like go down there and pick it out.
I was kind of sad to watch, like Blockbuster and shit dissolve.
Me too.
That was an institution, man. That was just something you did, you know.
Tower Records, bro. Tower Records.
Right. Gone. Society, man. It's all
That's
changing.
that's another Sacramento thing. Tower Records.
It's gone. That stuff's sad, you know.
It is sad.
Our kids will never know that shit.
We're not building a society where there's any sort of like, there's not really any place. There's not any physical places to like, to like congregate, to like meet like-minded people, to like be a part of something. It's like when television, when you had to be home on Friday night to watch the Chappelle Show because everything wasn't just fucking streaming on demand. You could watch whatever you wanted. It kind of it kept everybody on the same fucking same kind of rhythm. Like everybody was kind of on the same fucking
grind. Everybody's on that grind, yeah.
Everybody was on the same rhythm. It's like, okay, so last night, there was fucking like, hey, did you catch the new episode of fucking like Dallas last night?
You're gonna miss Flipper. The president's on.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that there's something to that. It kind of that it sort of builds as a community, especially for somebody like me who doesn't really like often relate to most people. Like
it's over, man.
No, I think it's gonna come back. I think, but thing is now the only thing that sort of like unites us and gets us all like synced up on the same time frame is cultural scandals. The Kanye thing is about it, like.
Oh, the Jews.
Oh, you can't say the Jews. It's even that's Dave Chappelle. He said that there's two words that never should be said next to each other. No good can come of it. I've never seen it end out well for anybody. So those two words are the and Jews.
Right. It's crazy. Why do you think he's doing this? Do you think he's trying to stay relevant? I heard he was going broke because of his divorce settlement and shit.
I mean, that would be pretty fucked up because, like, she's got money.
Where do you think he's going with this? Why do you think he's on this tirade?
Honestly, when he first like did the thing to like, I thought it was just to get out of. I thought he was trying to get out of his fucking Adidas contract.
It worked.
And it worked.
He got out of all of his contracts.
But then I think that then it possibly like went too far. I also think that there's a fair amount of just sort of benign anti-Semitism, in the black community. I think it's sort of baked into the black culture a little bit. Might be.
But he's getting all these platforms and stuff. He was a billionaire. Now he's like nothing or something, supposedly.
Well, now I think that's part of the reason why he's sort of is like doubling down, is because he figures he can he can like work his way through a scandal. He could come back from a scandal, but that like I don't know, he just doesn't. He's doubling down. I don't know. Son of a bitch is the sun going down, motherfucker.
What was you gonna do? Ride your gyro?
Yeah, I was gonna go ride my gyro. I'm gonna go do it before it gets too dark.
Get out of the queue, bro.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later. This has been fun.
Thanks everybody for watching our program, and we're going to start doing this on a regular. So I appreciate everybody, and don't forget to hit doctees.com and buy your apparel.
It's doctanks.com. Doc Tanks.
Doc Tanks.
I should have bought Doc Tees.
Doc Tees. Doctees.com.
And then, you know what? If this doesn't work out, I could start my own fucking adult site and call it Doc Tees, Tease.
Well, you know, there's always Only Dads. There's always Only Dads to go back on. You know.
That's right.
My Only Dads account.
I'm gonna have to go on the
www.mikelay.com. OnlyFans.
Fuck boys.
Only Dads account.
Yeah.
Going broke. Nobody wants to see my feet. All right, bro. Go ride the scoot. Thanks, bro. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Mike.
Peace out.
Later, buddy. Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Night, night.
All right, now how do I end the fucking stream?
We didn't sign out very good. That didn't work out.
No, we were gonna have to come up with a nice signing off thing. Look, this is you know, I want to keep some level of rough around the edges. It doesn't have to be super good production value.
Well, we just kind of did the whole, well, see you later. Bye. Okay, we need a sign off tag thing or something. Be like,
yeah.
Don't eat the yellow snow.
Later,
If the brown eyed
nerds.
things don't lick it.
Later, nerds.
Nerds.
Yeah.
Wait, that may not be socially acceptable. That we may get, you know, that may offend somebody.
Good. I hope it does. I hope that the whole group of nerds fucking want to.
Well, just add a profanity to it. Buy fucking nerds or something. You know, make it. You said you want to be more
Later,
educated.
faggots.
Oh no, that ain't gonna work.
Oh, okay.
Bye, people of America.
Stay nasty, perverts.
If the brown eye stares back at you, don't lick it.
It's not meant to be advice.
You're the one that's eloquent with the words, so you're gonna have to think of a, you know, sign off thing or something.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Later, nerds.
Fucking faggots.